Hello, this will be really quick. This has nothing to do with the actual main video, but I wanted to show you what happened to this thing. This was one of my projects. This was how cheap can an AK be, and this was about $300 to $400 ish. I would have to collect how much I paid for it, but this thing would have been sweet, and it was running fine. Well, you'll see in just a second, but I was out in the range and it was chugging along, and then I noticed, yeah, that ain't good. That ain't good at all. If you know anything about AKs, yeah, that's a bulge. Let me get that camera to focus, and that's not very good. So, checking on it, it's like, oh man, that bulge is not good. Let me check on the other side. Oh, I was shooting a grenade. Yeah, I think I went through at least 5 rounds before I noticed it. Yeah, if you know anything about AKs, there is something very obvious that is missing, and that's not fun. So, yeah. Evening. Uh, Welcome to the video. It's going to be about this AK, this monstrosity. Yeah, we'll get to that in just a second. So, the original idea of this started with this. This is just a Romanian parts kits. Both of these, it's nothing special. But the original idea for this was to reduce flex on the receiver. So my idea was to grab a piece of metal, cut it right down here where the magwell would be, and just strengthen it. So just cutting this part, adding a piece of metal, and just welding it right there. So the idea would be less flex. If you ever seen an AK fire in slow motion, you know that this thing flexes a lot. So it would reduce flex. And the second part, and I really thought about it, is that to add a magwell, theoretically, if it's just a solid piece of metal, you should be able to just make an angled cut perfectly straight up. So you don't have to deal with this border like getting hit every single time you try to reload really quickly. It won't be like a massive mag weld, but it's better than nothing. So that was the main idea, but I didn't want to do it to this one. I kind of like it. It just runs as a normal AK, and quite frankly, yeah, I like it. So I decided to buy another parts kit. And it's kind of fell on my lap because this was cut just right. Yeah, enjoy that view. Those are terrible, terrible, terrible welds. Um, yeah, enjoy. Oh, those are pretty terrible. Yeah. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, so the idea with this is to see if you were to completely strengthen this, what would happen? Yeah. So let me get back to the story. So I bought another parts kit. This was super awesome because this was in a gun show. I think I paid like $370 with the barrel. That's pretty excellent. This was like a year or 2 years ago. So yeah, this was pretty awesome. It's not 100% complete. Don't get me wrong. It will eventually. And this is just a stock that I found at the gun show. That was $20. I'll eventually clean it up, but yeah, it's on there just to be on there. So, goddamn, back to the story. So, bought it, thought of the idea, and I saw on Apex that they had receivers, cut up receivers for like 15 bucks. So I got to thinking, what if I just added it on there and see if it works? So I did that. So yeah, everything works. Yep. Oops. Yeah, I'm honestly surprised it was that easy. Yeah, so that was sort of the idea. There is a couple problems with this. It is wholly crooked. Um, yeah, I'm probably going to restart with this again and just start with a new receiver. But so I'm going to go out in the range and try to see if this works. There is a couple problems that, yeah, I haven't fired this thing yet. I want to see if it keyholes. I want to see if it functions. Hopefully, I'm not shooting a grenade. And yeah, see if all the functions are there. That's one thing. The second part, comparing it to this thing, seeing if it is even more accurate, the same. I'm going to try to use the slow motion and see if we can notice any kind of flex. So we're going to compare the two, and yeah, the accuracy, I don't know like what this origin, like the barrel's origin, but yeah, this I'm assuming it's Cold Hammer Forge, what the Wassers usually came with. I guess I really don't know. This is an older Wasser. I'm actually I think this is an older Wasser. Yeah, this thing was weird because I think it was in a fire at one point. But either way, yeah, that's the idea. See if it's more accurate. See if it actually has less flex, and see if it's even like remotely better. I will probably redo this because it is, you could very much tell that it is crooked. That's not, should be straight, and it's not. Yeah, that's not great. But for fun, yeah, let's do it. So, the next couple shots will be me at the range. So, yeah, see you then. All right, let's do this. It runs. So, this is my final thoughts on this thing. Yeah, I'm happy with it. As an AK, it runs. It runs perfectly fine. It is a bit grimy. Well, as you can see. Yeah, it's not perfect naturally because it is crooked, but overall, and I will probably fix this part. I don't know if you could see that, but it's noticeable. But I can fix that at a later time and date. But what was this part? Does it actually work? Does it not work? Unfortunately, this just runs and drives. It runs like a AK, but that's the major difference. It's kind of hard to say as well because this is an old barrel. I don't know how old it is, but I know it's older than this barrel because I built it. This barrel is new nitrided, probably, I think about less than 2,000 rounds, give or take, with this rifle. So the accuracy wasn't that much different. I would like to take it to Ben Avery or just shoot it at a range, try to see where, like on paper, what does it look like? But shooting out in the desert as a function test, it didn't make much difference. It shot like an AK. I will have to say that the only thing I did actually notice with this was, naturally, this shoots a little bit more snappier because it's smoother, but this thing, as a result of the added weight, it naturally wants to shoot a little bit more straight. It's a little bit more flatter. But no freaking duh, you just did, well, I just did this part, so naturally it would do that. So, but it's not that much weight. It's not like a milled receiver. So, unless, like, I might do a part 2, but I don't think so because it's not really 100% comparing apples to apples. Newer AK, older AK barrel, it's naturally going to come, like, and I can even tell that it's even slightly better with this one than with this one. But who knows? Maybe it's just this is cricket and you shot left when you should have shot right. I don't know. So my overall conclusions are, is it kind of worth it? Not really. Maybe depending on the AK, but if you're trying to maybe do a very accurate one, maybe it would be worth it. Like with a longer barrel, try to make a scope for it or put a scope on it and do all that, and that would maybe do something, but it's kind of hard to tell. I would need to try to accurize one, but who really does that? So yeah, you might see a part 2 with this. I don't really know, but yeah, that's my overall thoughts. I don't think you should do it. This was a fun idea, and the idea is still there. I still might do that piece thing later on, but not now. No. So thank you for watching. Yeah, yeah, sorry to have a boring conclusion, but it's there. The next video, and I will give you a small preview, is this thing. It is finally coming to pass, and it's taken me so long because trying to get this just right is becoming more and more difficult. I thought this would be really easy, but it's not. It's becoming a pain in my ass, actually. But yeah, it's coming together. So hopefully I finish this way earlier than later. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah. Yeah, this will be the next video. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.